So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Ascendant series. And today we're going to be covering Moon in the 8th house in the sign of Pisces for Leo Ascendant people. And what happens when Moon, who is ruling the 12th house for Leo Ascendant, sits in the 8th house in the sign of Pisces. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular moon, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the astrological details. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently teaching my second last lesson of matchmaking. Very simple and beautiful. So anyway, when moon is in the 8th house in Pisces, and actually you might hear this from me regarding pretty much any planet in sign of Pisces, is that usually I've not found any planet doing well in Pisces. I don't even care if it's exalted Venus. Um, and I'm not saying doing well, it's just that the person themselves feel oblivion about the world. They kind of feel lost. They feel like a vagabond. And especially in this situation when it's in the 8th house, unless a person is pursuing either something spiritual, something occultic, psychic, or scientific research, only then a person finds that they're able to kind of like navigate themselves into the deep water of Pisces. But usually it is a placement that can cause a bit of a confusion for a person, not just bit, like usually they're just become quite indecisive about the path in life. And now, especially, you've got the 12th Lord in the 8th house. And 12th house, as you know, on basic terms, this represents foreign lands, expenses, losses, pet pleasures, divinity, spirituality, So just regarding the basic themes of this house, a person kind of just feels, lost in deep waters. Like if a huge amount of expense came in this person's life, their reaction would be something very unexpected. They'll be like, yeah, I have this expense. How are you going to take care of it? I'll figure it out. Let's see. And in a way, it actually does become quite a good position because a person is just not fearful of things happening. Except the fact that this particular moon placement can give some phobias with water. Like a person will not like to go into the deep end of the water. They don't like to go water in night like in a swimming pool. Like there's definitely fear, especially if it's a Scorpio, definitely that would be there, but with Pisces as well. And usually such people always, regardless of their background, will always have interest in like Taoism, Zenism, wanting to be in nature, wanting to pretty much secretly seclude themselves in nature. Because remember, 8th house is a house of secrets. So you will see these people taking secret trips to some foreign isolated place, to some place of, with spiritual energy. You will see them secretly doing research and not telling anybody what is it that they're doing. And on the other hand, when these people move to foreign lands, now this is where it can actually get quite good. When they move to a foreign place, they can get huge amount of money suddenly. Whether it can come from lottery winning, if they have that combination, it could come from marriage, it could come from inheritance, it could come from some bit there's suddenly their business taking off. But usually this is considered a Lakshmi placement for the moon for most of the part. And one of the other things that happens with this particular moon is a bit of insecurity comes into play. They are quite insecure about their identity in this world and their identity through other people, whether it's a spouse, parents, siblings. Now, one of the great things about this situation of Pisces is that they're not able to stress so much. They're not able to stress so much whether there's losses coming, whether they've got a massive debt. They're like, somehow, some way, I'll be fine. Like, for example, two men jump out of the plane with a parachute. One doesn't open, one opens, and the other one's worried that, hey, what's wrong with your parachute? And I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll land fine. And somehow, some way, they just find their target and they land fine. But the thing is, with Moon in the 8th house in Pisces, this is a very psychic position, especially if Ketu and Jupiter impacts the Moon. Like, let's say, or even like Rahu, Ketu, and Jupiter. And if all three of them are looking at Moon, most definitely this person is going to have very psychic premonitions. They're going to, like, they could even have visions and see things which are not being able to see with the sunlight hitting. Meaning, the only time we see something is when the sunlight hits it. You're seeing me because the sunlight is hitting your computer screen, your smartphone screen. So as you know, like, only when sunlight hits something you see. And if the sunlight passes through, you won't be able to see that particular thing, object, or person, which I'm pretty sure like the US military probably has this technology. But these people are able to see the things that the sunlight can simply cross through and not hitting. And this is actually a scientific thing, but it's such a super science that other people think that the other person's cuckoo if they were to say something to someone like, hey, oh yeah, I was in my kitchen and I saw this white light and there was this like angel face and then it just turned pink and left. And person will be like, yeah, this person needs to see a psychologist. And that's the sad part about the world, that certain things that people are not able to grasp and understand because they don't know the method, or sometimes we don't know the method to explaining that what they're thinking is hogwash. It's simply a part of a scientific process. But that's the thing. Our eyes are deceiving. What we see in this sensory world is very limited. So such people, especially, like with Ketu Jupiter axis or Rahu axis, they're able to see that. And also such people, I don't know if I mentioned this previously, because this is the third time I'm filming this video because my audio kept cutting out. Then I've finally changed the battery. So frustrating. But like, they also get a phobia for water. Like, they don't like to go into the darker pool, like at night. They won't go into a deeper side of, a body of water, especially when malefic aspects this, or malefic are impacting Moon without any benefic aspect of Jupiter. So phobias can come into play. Such people love to read books on Taoism, Zenism, and they usually like to protect things, protect people. They like to be the safety officer in life. And at the same time, such people may even feel insecure in life. Not all of them, but certain Moon Pisces 8th house people will feel insecure from the people in their life. Like, for example, they will feel insecure about their spouses, their husband and wives, or their siblings, like they're doing something behind their back, they're sneaking something behind their back. There's that level of confidence is very mushy, it's very moist. It's not like, oh yeah, I know this person, they're never going to do this. Let me not waste my time thinking about that. No, these people will think deep about it. So that's something, these people need to kind of like work on upon themselves and not to feel insecure all the time. But again, like I said, not all Pisces people will feel that. Other planetary aspects in conjunction has to be there in order for this person to feel a certain way. Okay. So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Moon in the 8th house in Pisces for Leo ascendant people. And also I forgot to say that because Moon rules the 12th house, these people will also take secret trips, go to foreign lands secretly. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I'm just saying it again. Because this is 8th house is a secretive house. It's not like a 1st, 7th, or 10th house where just like they're exposing everything, they're saying everything. They're just simply very secretive about things. If they're researching and they discover something, they'll be very hush about it. They're not just going to blab out to anybody. Okay. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Moon is placed, all these astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.